So if you just think of the word difference, difference means minus. Okay, so that's a start. Just think of the word difference when we talk about difference of two squares. First of all, it must be a minus between the squares, and you must have a square and a square. Otherwise, you can't use this method. You can only use this method when you've got the difference of two squares. Okay, so look at this one for instance. It is a square, because 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, and here a plus b squared. It's also a square. So again, it's the difference of two squares. Okay, and with this one also, we'll look at this one later. Let's first focus on an easy one. Okay, x squared minus y squared. The method is put in the brackets, okay, put in the plus and the minus. So I'm just going to write it down first. It's going to be x minus y, and then x plus y. That's the answer. That's how you factorize it, okay? But why is that the answer? That's the method. The method says, put in the brackets, write the square root of this one. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of y squared is y. Write it again and put in the minus and the plus. And it doesn't matter. Remember, you can make it minus and plus or plus and minus. As long as the one bracket is minus and the other bracket is plus. It doesn't matter which one you put first. Okay? I've heard many learners say to me, sir, but I said plus and then minus. Is that okay? Yes, it's okay. It's still plus and minus. Okay? Because why? When you multiply it out, what is x times x?
X squared.
X squared. What is y? Negative y times y. Negative y squared. And why is there no middle term? Because x times plus y and negative y times x cancels out. It gives you 0 when you multiply those ones out. Okay? So this is the method. This is how we get to the answer. Okay? Now let's look at the more difficult one. Because obviously in an exam, if it's a level 1 question, straightforward, they might ask it like this, but not even maybe. It's just too easy. This is a more applicable one for a test maybe. Okay? It's still difference of squares, but it's a little bit more work. Okay? So now you have to say difference, it's there, squared, so what's the square root of this now? What's the square root of 25m squared? What's the square root of
5m?
5m, yeah. The square root of 25 is 5, and the square root of m squared is m. So now you got 5m minus, and then what's the square root of this? A plus b. Okay? So you're going to say a plus b, and then in the second bracket, you're going to say again 5m, but now you put in the plus, and then a plus b. So look carefully at what we did. We said, still there's a minus and a plus. We said it's 5m and 5m, which gives you 25m squared, and we said a plus b times a plus b gives you a plus b squared. Okay, so we did the same thing. We used the same rule. And we got the minus and the plus, just like here, the minus and the plus. Okay? The only thing we're factorizing when you get here,
Can you start with the plus and minus?
yeah. And then you can take away the brackets. We don't want brackets inside brackets. With factorizing, you don't want brackets inside brackets. So your last step, you're actually done. The only thing you can still do to make it neater is say it's 5m minus times a is minus a, minus times b is minus b. And then here 5m again, plus times a is plus a, and plus times b is plus b. And then that's your final answer. Okay, you just basically write it neater. You got your answer here already. You just put in this step so that you don't have brackets inside. So it's actually like you're simplifying. In a sense, you're simplifying. You factorized it because difference of squares, we factorized. But then just to get the brackets inside away, we say negative times a is negative a, negative times b is negative b. Okay, and now you're done with it. That's the final answer, you factorize it. Now let's look at this one. What is the square root of 81x to the power 4? It's 9x squared. Okay? 9x squared. And then what's the square root of 16y to the power 8? 4y to the power 4. Okay, and again 9x squared plus 4y to the power 4. Okay, so the reason I put this one in is because you guys know the questions say factorize fully. Factorize fully. So now I factorized it, great. 9x squared, 4y to the power 4. But the problem is now I again have the difference of 2 squares. That happens sometimes. Here it didn't happen. You see here when I'm done here, there's no squares anymore. I'm done. But now the problem is this one. After I factorize it, I've got 9x squared minus 4y to the power 4, which is still the difference of squares. So I have to factorize it again. I can't do anything with this one because it's a plus. I can't factorize this part again because it's a plus. But I can factorize this part again because it's got a minus. It's a difference of 2 squares. So now we can say my final answer will be 3x minus 2y squared. And then again 3x plus 2y squared. 3x plus 2y squared. So this part comes from there. That part has been factorized. And what about this part? It stays just like that. You can't factorize it, so you just put it at the back. So you're going to say 9x squared plus 4y to the power 4. Okay.